Okay, here we are in chapter 44 of North and South. Margaret has returned to London because her father died and she's gone back to her aunt's house. So she's left Milton and she's in London. So here we have that circular structure of the novel. We see it here. She started the novel in London, she's ending the novel in London. And because of that, we get to see the change in Margaret because it's the same setting, but Margaret has a different response to it. And we can see the epigraphs here: a dull rotation, never at a stay. Yesterday's face, twin image of today. So she's bored. She's really bored in London. She found herself at once an inmate of a luxurious house, where the bare knowledge of the existence of every trouble or care seemed scarcely to have penetrated. The wheels of the machinery of daily life were well oiled and went along with delicious smoothness. So she's in this very wealthy household where all the work is taken care of, and this is a bit boring for her. So we come over here. Then her thoughts went back to Milton with a strange sense of the contrast between the life there and here. She was getting surfeited of the eventless ease. She's had enough of the eventless ease in which no struggle or endeavour was required. She was afraid lest she should even become sleepily deadened into forgetfulness of anything beyond the life which was lapping her round with luxury. So she's worried that she will sort of become drugged by this wealth and luxury and forget the struggle of most of the people in her society. There might be toilers and moilers, okay, so workers, people struggling and working. They're in London, so there might be toilers and moilers there in London, but she never saw them. The very servants lived in an underground world of their own. Okay, so the servants in her London house live below stairs. She never sees them, they're just not visible, of which she knew neither the hopes nor the fears. They only seem to start into existence when some want or whim of their master and mistress needed them. So we see in London she lives this upper class, wealthy kind of life, okay, sort of, I guess, representing the South or the cities of the South or the upper class of the wealthy, where they don't really do very much. It's portrayed as this very dull, luxurious but dull kind of existence with no meaning, no purpose. Where they're not even aware of their servants. It's almost like machinery. They only seem to start into existence when some want or whim of their master and mistress needed them. There was a strange, unsatisfied vacuum in Margaret's heart and mode of life. So her life lacks purpose now. Previously, she had meaning, she had purpose, she had a mother and father to look after, and she also had sort of some, I guess, amateur social work to do. She would go visit Higgins and she would go visit Bessie and she would, try to help people here and there. And now she's just at leisure. She's a lady of leisure and she feels unsatisfied by this dull, meaningless existence. Because her residence in Milton has accustomed her to being useful and she quite likes that. Just another little point over here. Henry Lennox says to Mr. Bell that he thinks that her father's conduct must have caused Margaret annoyance. And Mr. Bell says, her father's conduct. You must have heard some wrong statement. He behaved in the most conscientious manner. He showed more resolute strength than I should ever have given him credit for formerly. So there again we see Mr. Hale's rebellion, Mr. Hale's upheaval, leaving the church, seen as in a positive light, as conscientious, as showing strength, even though it was socially disapproved of. Um, Gaskell treats it with great sympathy, and she sees the strength. And again, there's that emphasis on doing the right thing according to your conscience and not blindly obeying the rules of society, but doing what you feel is the right thing. And yep, that's all I've got for that chapter.